Hello, this is Peter Liu, and you're watching The Shift Asia. 35 years ago, in 1990, Tam Wah Fiong founded Thumbprints, a printing company, and has been the driving force behind its community enterprise and ethical business practices, in addition to other sustainability practices. Ahead of his time when it comes to anti-bribery and going green. So let's find out more from Mr. Tam himself. So nice to be seeing you again, even though virtually, Mr. Tam. So much has happened in the last 35 years. And maybe I'll start with your journey about anti-bribery and corruption, because that's where I met you, right? So something you have been vocal about for the longest time. And I guess people need to understand why is a good business sense and how it has helped your business.
35 years is a very long journey.
Yeah.
And it has been, I would say, challenging doing business zero corruption in an environment where the corruption perception index score is not high. But so far it has been very rewarding for our company, and personally, it's very satisfying. The challenges keep on coming in. I would say greater and bigger.
Okay.
But I thank God for this, for His strength and the peace all along the way. Understanding that profit is not really the motivation behind our zero corruption practices. The reward for the company, which I think is very important for everybody and every company, is that there is a new culture being birthed, and it has been sustained throughout all these years. I mean, zero corruption is so important because it is a very good foundation for sustainable businesses.
Right.
Because other than that, I think, we know very well, if you build a house on the sand, then when the typhoon come along and the whole house will be blown away. So
Right.
it is, the foundation to me is so important. It has carried us through many hard time. I mean, we have gone through 98, we have gone through 2000, we have gone through 2008, and we are going through now post COVID, and also a very challenging time. So I would say it has been very, very good for us. It formed a very strong foundation for us,
Right,
as a business.
right. When someone think about doing business with you and the fact that they know that it's about anti-corruption, how does that actually help with business in the long term, right? So can you share an example of like projects that are coming out? Because initially you feel like you're going to be losing out on business, right? But in the long term, how has that helped your business? I think people need to understand that.
Yeah, there will be two type of people in the business world. One, they will run away from us. Okay, so that's very obvious that we don't have to deal with them.
Right.
But there's another group of people or corporate company that will want to deal with us because they know for sure that we will not offer bribe or corrupt their people or cheat them in a way, like substantiate the materials or services or quality, because we want to cover the bribery or corruption. Because if a company gave bribe, for example, you have to cover your costs. So to us, it's very straightforward.
Right.
We deliver what we promise.
Right. And it's just common business sense, right? Now, I want to bring up another question early on. In 2007, that's nearly 20 years ago, you started a Go Green committee, which led to the ISO 14001 certification and FSC certified. We've had the people from FSC come on before, right? So that was a very long time ago to say going green, right? How was this a good business decision, even from way back when?
Mike is our colleague, seeing that the need for us to formalize our practices, because after winning a few Asian level environmental award, they see that we need to have a system to govern our practices. So therefore, firstly they formed the they formed the Go Green Committee to educate our people about the needs for us to be green, to protect the environment. And then that leads us to being certified as ISO 37001 EMS company. So once that was done and the system was in place, we thought that it's good for us to promote sustainable business.
Right.
FSC or Forest Stewardship Council, they are the one who regulates that paper mill that produce paper use chips, log chip or trees from sustainable forests.
Right.
So sustainable forest means the forest will be replanted,
Right.
or they will have continuous planting of trees, and then only mature trees to a certain size, to the specification that the FSC require. Only then you can chop them down to make into paper or furnitures. So FSC is a very good initiative. So this is like, we want our business to be sustainable.
Right.
And the forest will be kept forever.
Right. So when you first started this in 2007, and even right now, I think FSC paper is a little bit more expensive, right? So back then, like, wow, to convince people to use printing, that's a bit more expensive, but now people are more conscious about it. What was it like? Was it easy to convince customers? Because you do all these things ahead of time, trying to convince customers.
Correct. I think it's our colleagues and ourselves that we want sustainable forests. When we have the integrity in business, we want to do whatever that is good. So FSC paper are not easily found
Right.
in our country. So we have to import them in like a container to come in,
Yeah.
and keep them. So that is already a cost for us. We keep them not knowing that customers would take it up or not to take it up.
Right.
But when customer hear about that 7% difference between the normal, non-FSC paper and FSC paper, they do not want, they don't want to come along with us.
Right.
So it's educating people. But we were fortunate and blessed because our customers are from overseas, especially those developed country. They not only want to use FSC paper, some of them actually they requested that their books and packaging material are printed with FSC paper, and they're already used to paying extra for it. So, but local businesses until today, it's still a challenge.
So
It's still a challenge for us.
So the beauty of it is that a large part of your customers are also overseas, and you see this from a more global perspective of what people are expecting, right? Now you call your organization a community enterprise. What do you mean by that?
It is a very long story, but in short, it is like this. Now, when you manage a company, with your heart, you see there is a great divide in income. So there are income disparity in the factory, between the blue collar and the so-called white collar. And every time when I pay salary, because you have to pay salary, and I look at the salary slip, the sheet, all the 300 staff, I see there's a big difference between the have not and the have. Okay, and it break my heart. So I say, why don't, what is the purpose of the business? Is it to enrich myself and the shareholders, or there is a greater good in doing a business? So I've been exploring it, and one day, of course, I found my answers in the Bible. It says, naked I come from my mother's womb, how I come, I will also go. So it's a 0-0 game,
Right.
And so from there, I said, well, there's only one way, is to give, to share. And I convinced my shareholders. I said, look, we live a life that is a need life, not a one life,
Right.
what we want, what we need. So we already have what we need. So from 2010 and before, whatever that we have accumulated in the company, it will belongs to you and me. But from 2010 onwards, whatever profit that we make, the company make, it should stay in the company, and we have to give a big part of it to the employees,
Right.
so that the income will go up. The income gap will be reduced.
Right.
Not that it will be bring like in a social a communist country like that, but if it is, it will bring the gap closer.
Okay.
And so after convincing my shareholders, we started in 2011, and God gave me the wisdom on how to put the incentive scheme, put in the profit sharing scheme, and then it takes us many years to fine tune it because it is new. There's nowhere we can learn. Um, yeah, but it works. It works. I tell you, it's so beautiful. After 6-7 years, because now the employees know that if the company make profit and more profit, they will have more share in it. So they work harder. They were very cost efficient in everything that they do.
Right.
And they were very productive.
Okay.
And sales went up. It went up more than double. Right. And profit more than 400%.
Wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
My next question was going to ask. I was going to ask you, how do you continue to be innovative and be cost conscious? So that was the answer. If I give you profit sharing, everybody will work harder, save more money, and then they will try new ways of making money.
Yeah. So every month, like today, this morning, our monthly sales, monthly profit will be reported to them every month.
Okay.
Every month will be reported to them in an assembly. Right. So today they will know, company is making money, Okay. But we have part of it. Where are we hitting? We are hitting the 30% mark or 60% mark. Right. So they will be very excited on the 23rd of the month that, things will be told to them.
Right. When they have ownership as well. So what are your product offerings right now? And I guess what industries do you serve?
Yeah. We basically providing printing services, and we have 3 main product category, which is the first one is children book. Children books for the developed countries, for people like countries like US and Euro, Australia. And the second product that we have is the inner box or packaging.
Right.
For things like glove boxes, medicine boxes. Those are the second one. Right. And the third one is the point of sales material. When you walk into what they call this, a hypermarket, and you will see display. Yeah, so those are also a product. For the banking people, it will be your mail and other materials that they send through the post.
Right. I was going to ask you also, actually, do you know the potential tariffs? What's going to be implication to your business? Have you all, thought about it and prepared for it?
Yeah, it's been very challenging for us. A lot of customers, many of our customers overseas, there is uncertainty about it. But we were in an industry where it is what they call this, our product that we or the services that we provided are an essential product.
Right.
Meaning education book. So any fiction book is there is zero tariff to it. Education. The next one is pharmaceutical.
Right.
And food industries. So those are essential, and the tariff will be very, very minimal if there's any. So we are not affected. But we are still facing challenges from other countries as well, because other countries that export to developed countries, to US, they will also have the same level of tariff that we have. So everything remained the same.
Right. Okay. In 2011, in conjunction with Transparency International Malaysia, you formalized your no lie, no cheat, no bribe, right? And so I know you talked about how this is important, but why do you feel this was an important point to formalize back then?
At that point of time, there was no ISO standard. There was no ISO 37 and 001. So what we need to do at that time was everything have to be referred to myself. And we do not have anything that's written that we can pass to new managers or new recruits, new employees. So we think that it is very important for us to have a system that was all written, integrity system. So at that time, the president of Transparency International Malaysia was Dr. Paul Lau, and a very good friend of mine. I am also in the same exco. He actually says, and suggested to me, he said, hey, Tam, why don't you do something that has got the system black and white,
Right.
your practices. It is the first in the world for a standard, so to speak. So at that time, Dr. Mark Lobat was our executive director for Transparency International, and he was tasked to do that together with my colleagues in Thumbprints. And it took us 9 months to draw from zero to a system that we call TICIS, or Transparency International Corporate Integrity System.
Right.
And it has been copied all over the world.
Okay.
In the Transparency International world.
Right. And I guess coming back to that's under governance as well, right? How have you managed to get everyone on your team to be ESG compliant? And I know, I was listening to your general manager speaking that you all invested in solar panels way back when as well, and when it was very, very expensive, right? But how have you managed to get everyone to be ESG compliant or to be on this journey with you?
I think it is, firstly, is the Zero Corruption Foundation, the integrity that we have. And that then, it's like having the heart to do what is good for sustainable business. So ESG is a sustainable business because it covers the whole area of our life, actually, not only in the business world, but also in our private life. So environment, social governance, since we started the zero corruption,
right?
It is now we have to follow the law. We have to follow the rules. We have to comply with every rules that we have in our country and also internationally that are required by our customers. So the ESG that we speak today used to be called the CSR. It used to be called the social compliance. So it just changed name and cover more and more area. So it has been our DNA since we started zero corruption in 1998. So it's become natural that our colleagues, say, hey, we just move on to ESG. So it's very easy for us to do because it's always been in our blood to do right. But we feel very happy that now that the world has somehow
caught up with you.
Yeah. Well, especially in Asia, in the Europe and in America, in Europe especially, ESG is a given, but in Asia is a long way to catch up. We hear things like greenwashing. It's very common in Asia for marketing purposes. But I would say, if we have the heart to do it well, do it deep and wide, so that we do not have to cover things up when we have covered things up and scared that people will find it out one day.
Right. For SMEs listening, right, and people listening to your journey, what is your advice? How and where should they get started if they're still sort of like confused as to where to get started?
We used to be SME, and now of course we are called mid-tier company or MTC. So my advice to SME owners is that integrity is the way forward for sustainable business.
Right.
Because as a business owner, we are fearful that the business cannot continue in the future, but integrity will help us to lay a foundations of sustainable business for our own company. Whether you want to pass it to the next generation or you want to corporatize it and make it into a major big company with professional managers running your business. In both way, I would say lay down the foundation of integrity, and it has to start from the owner. It has to start from the CEO himself. He must have the will to carry it through, and then also to change our own way of in our daily life and also in our practices, so that our colleagues will follow our example to cultivate this culture of integrity. But I just want to remind you that the formation, if you are not doing it yet and you want to go into it, the formation years will be quite long, challenging. For mine, it took us 2 years to change the culture within, you know, from, anything also can run to a zero corruption company. It took us 2 years. Start from things which is small, bite size,
Right.
For example, if you have lorries and banks and you go for inspection, start with doing it yourself. Don't use agent, don't give bribe and small things like that, bite size. Then you move on to bigger challenges, bigger and bigger challenges. So you gain confidence, and then hey, I can do business without giving bribes. I can do business with honesty and integrity.
Right. And then when you were starting this, you said it was a journey of 2 years. Your company then was how many people?
At that time, we have about 130 people, and we are already of a so-called formidable size.
Right.
And challenging the culture, even though it seems like impossible, but yet it really have changed.
Okay.
You know it when your employees come and tell you off. Sometimes they will tell you, "Hey boss, are you sure we can take this ticket? We so they will tell you off. They will question you."
Right. So okay, so it was, and how many people do you have right now?
They have about 300.
Right. So, but basically, with the initial, as challenging as it was with 100 plus, then that culture, as it grows, becomes easier.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Tommy. If you'd like to add anything that I haven't asked you.
I really want to see that the businesses in Malaysia. I want to encourage you that doing business, zero corruption, integrity, practicing ESG is the way forward. And you don't know. You will go into the international market, and without you knowing that you are already reaching the international standard, without you knowing, because you are practicing integrity, zero corruption, and ESG from your own heart. Don't give up halfway. Whatever challenges that come your way, I mean, we are still facing challenges. It's not smooth sailing in this business environment. It's always challenging, and I think that's keep us alive.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And here's to many more years of success, Mr. Tam. Thank you for being with us. And of course, you've been watching The Shift Asia.